Hi, welcome to Wisdom of Photography. I'm Shmuel Diamond. A quick discussion on RAW and JPEG. I saw a statistic a couple of months ago that 92% of wedding photographers shoot exclusively in RAW, and a couple in the middle and about 4% shoot JPEG. So I felt it can't be that 92% of wedding photographers are wrong. I personally shoot in JPEG, so I decided to do some real investigations to work out if it's actually the right thing to shoot in JPEG. My conclusion is that it's the right thing to shoot in JPEG. I'm not going to get too far into it. I'm going to pull out a couple of very important points. There are for sure situations in which RAW can help you over JPEG. That's obviously absolutely for sure. And the overriding thing that came out of my investigations is that, number one, a RAW is actually not it doesn't give you as much leeway as you might think it does, number one. And number two, which I think is really interesting, is that JPEG, especially now in 2016 with the super cameras that we have access to, JPEG does give you a huge amount of leeway. So RAW is a bit overestimated, and JPEG, because no one shoots in JPEG, is very much underrated. And I'm going to prove that to you now with this picture. This is a picture that I shot a couple of weeks ago, ISO 200, 18, f18 at 200 of a second. I was using a very strong flash from the left side, which means my subject is nicely exposed. The background is very much underexposed, and the sky is a bit overexposed. Now let's watch what we can do here with JPEG, because it really is, this is a JPEG image. It really is quite amazing. First things first, I always bump up the vibrance. In regards to the shadows, I open up the shadows a little bit, and open up the blacks a little bit, and otherwise already we can see a huge amount of detail coming back over here. I'm going to go into my brush tool now very quickly, and I'm just going to bring out a little bit more, so we can see what we're doing here. Just bring out a little bit more of this area over here. And we can go even further. Number one, with a little bit of clarity, that always helps bring out some of the detail. Now I'm going to create a new brush over here. I'm going to put on a mask actually, so we can just stop at the edge of the building. So let's get all this covered. And we can turn off our mask and drop down in our flow and erase this bit over here. Okay, now we can just pump up the exposure a little bit over here. So this is just stuff that people don't realize that you can do in JPEG. And now let's create a new mask again for the sky. And I think we'll do generally the sky just over here as well. Okay, this bit came white because the sun is behind his head, so that's not such a big deal. And then I'm going to erase using the auto mask again, so that should just leave us with a nice line over here. Okay, now let's just bring out the sky here, and let's pump up the clouds. So we can pump up the clouds to bring out the clouds a little bit, and I think also we're going to just saturate it a little bit more like this. Okay, I want to go back to this the background over here for 1 second. Where's my pin? Oh, didn't want to do that. Here it is. This pin, I just want to add a little bit more contrast. Actually, maybe with the cloud, that's what we wanted to do, some extra clarity. Okay, So this image here now, in JPEG, do not forget, in JPEG, we went in the space of 3.5 minutes from this to this. In JPEG. In JPEG, not in RAW, in JPEG. Now you'll say to me, maybe in RAW we could have done that in half the time. And I'll say to you, yeah, probably. However, it also costs you 5 times the space or more, and a lot of other issues as well that I don't particularly want to get into right now. But just this, the point of this video is to show you the versatility of JPEG, which is very much underestimated. Just like the versatility of RAW is very much overestimated in a lot of situations. That's not to say that RAW doesn't have advantages, I'm sure it does. In fact, that's the reason why Canon made new buttons like this, where if I need to shoot in RAW, I press this button and my camera will be in shooting in RAW mode until I press it again. RAW, in my opinion, is another tool for us to use. Just like sometimes we need to use AI servo and sometimes we need to use one-shot focus, so too RAW is a tool that I don't understand. I've spoken to so many people and I don't understand why people are so crazy bent on it. There are advantages in most situations. From my investigations, the advantages are actually quite overrated. Okay, I hope this was helpful to you. Please feel free to leave a comment at the bottom, and yeah, look forward to seeing you next week. All the best.